Welcome back, everyone. We are honored to have Professor Chen, the president of the Hong Kong Academy of Sciences, with us today. May we first invite Professor Chen to say a few words to our teams. Professor Chen, please.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm really happy to see all of you online. And I must first thank the panel judges to join us this morning. And of course, I need to congratulate all the students who also spend a lot of time preparing their work, doing experiments, and now just did the presentation. And I guess you already know that this particular competition, the STL Science High School Science Award or Science Competition, is not an ordinary science project. Okay, you're required to do experiments to come up with your idea, and then to show that you actually understand the problems. Okay, so I congratulate you all because you come this far, and you must put in a lot of time, a lot of work into the project. So of course, every competition there is winners and maybe some yet to win. But I must say that for science, the process, the scientific process is very important. How you think about the problem, how you deal with the problem, and then find out solutions. Not every experiment will come out with the results that you anticipate, and sometimes unanticipated results are more important than the planned results. Okay, a lot of discoveries are accidental discoveries. Okay, so when you do science, you learn to observe. You, of course, design your experiment to look for the results you want to get, but then looking at the results and interpret the data is equally important. All right, so I think you've gone through all the process. It's more important, as I said, you learn from joining the competition. Winning, of course, is important, but it's not everything. So with that, perhaps I would pass on the microphone, the podium, back to the chairman of this panel, Professor Edwin Chen.
Thank you, Professor Chen. And I cannot agree more with Professor Chen on what he just said. I think the process is most important in science, not just the end result. And this year is the second year of the competition, and I have the privilege to have a great team of panel members to help me actually assess all the competition teams. As you can see by the number, it becomes a double-digit numbers in terms of a team number. Then we have received a large number of entries this year, and you four are the finalists. So you must congratulate yourself that you have come that far and being able to present in front of the panel members of your great work. And there are several criteria that we use to judge how well you've done. Okay, you've done very well in many aspects in terms of the thoroughness of the literature review. So most of you know the background information about the project, and you have a very original study in most of the teams. And also you have some potential impact brought out after what you have after your experiments. And in your presentation today, you have made a great effort in presenting clearly what you've got in front of some experts in science. So what I want to bring out in particular here is the creativity. Okay, I just want to say just a few words on creativity by citing what Max Perutz has said. Max Perutz was the Nobel laureate who found out the structure of the hemoglobin, okay, many years ago. And this is what he said about creativity. Creativity, okay, maybe I can share with you the screen. So creativity in Mac's mind is, as in art, cannot be organized. It arises spontaneously from individual talent, and well-run lab can foster it, okay, or a supervised team can foster it, but hierarchical organization, inflexible bureaucratic rules, and mountains of futile paperwork can kill it. Okay, this is something that you have not encountered yet, but you will certainly soon. And discoveries cannot be planned. That's important. And they pop up like puck. Okay, you open a bottle of champagne in unexpected corners. And this actually echo what Professor Choi has said. Science is a process. You have to enjoy your process. And then you also have to make observations. Okay, even though from negative results, you should always learn something new, and then would lead you to somewhere that you had never expected to go, and that will give you more fruitful results. That may give you some fruitful results. So I can see creativities in many of the projects this year. So you're well guided, and you also had put in your own efforts into shaping your own projects. So well done. But creativity, that's not an end. Okay, so keep on, just like the most famous, one of the most famous saying quoted by many people by Steve Jobs. They stay hungry and stay. So keep yourself being open-minded, and then stay foolish and stay hungry, and then you'll find your big discovery soon in your scientific career. So may I also invite panel members to say a few words regarding particular projects that have presented their work in front of us today.
Well, okay, maybe I'll just say a few words. May not be specific to one project or the other, and I may have already said it in the Q&A section. I think the first thing that I echo what Edwin and Lepchi has been saying, but then I want to remind everybody that we are in a science competition. So ask yourself why you are in science. You're in science because you are interested, you're curious, you want to know actually what the things are, and you want to find out how they work. I think that's what it is. And we try to find the general principle. But then finding that out, in fact, we have no answer. So therefore, we need to explore very diverse way and explore new domains that we don't know whether there is anything there. So that is a process. So my suggestion is that I think that when we talk about thoroughness, some of the experiment, I may have already asked question in some of the teams that, well, are you getting a conclusion based on limited information? Or you're having a thorough analysis with multiple data points so that you can combine together to see that the consistency. So that's one thing. Sometimes we focus on statistics and say that the statistics fulfill certain criteria with a p-value of a certain number, whether it's good or bad. But we also need to ask ourselves, we are studying a biology question. So whether that has any biological meaning, that is important. It's not just the data is good or bad. And finally, I think that because we are curious, we are constantly exploring things, which is not necessarily something we know. So there's a good tendency these days that when students are doing experiments, they have a preconceived outcome. And whenever they see something, they are overjoyed and it's jumping up and down. But at the end, they tell a good story, but they have not explored the other possibility. So I think in one of the team, I mentioned that whether there's any negative control, whether there's any other alternative pathway that you can use and compare it. By then you see what the validity it is. And so only when you identify that, I would say that you're not jumping up and down, you probably jump to the moon because you'll find something which nobody has found before. And I think that's sometimes we call the Eureka moment, that everybody would enjoy. You may have only a few times in your entire lifetime, but then when you see that, you'll never forget. And that would make it worthwhile for you to embark on this entire journey. And finally, I think the important part is that it's not just about presenting the data. How you communicate an idea is very important. So we like to use graph and we like to use whatever cartoon to present things. But at the end, remind you, we will never be able to understand everything in the world. So people, they may be laymen, they have absolutely no idea what you're talking about because they have not got the literature background and all this. Whether they would be able to understand what you're talking about and can relate to it. That is also a very important element for a lot of this presentation, particularly when we are like doing it in Zoom. And you need to be a little bit innovative, how to present idea, using metaphors to compare things. That would help people to understand it much better. And that's why when you do science, at the end, you want to have this disseminated to people and let people know. So I think these are general sharing. I believe that all the teams would be able to benefit from it.
Thank you, Professor Chow. Let's see if there are comments from other.
I will just comment on the very positive aspect of all our young scientists. All of you read very well. All of you did very good literature review, and you actually read and understood scientific contents and methodology beyond your age. So I think that is highly commendable. So I want to just congratulate you. And if you find that science and technology is something that's very close to your heart, I will encourage you to continue, regardless of whether you win or not win a certain prize today. The fact that you are being selected for the finalist show that you already have certain quality in you. And I'd like to encourage you to continue to grow that potential in you because you have the making of a scientist. So that is something that I just want to say, well done, well done. Okay, thank you, all the best.
Thank you, TM. Ricky?
Okay, congratulations to you all. I'm very impressed by your presentation. I feel very honored to be able to share your work. You are high school students, but in fact, you sound like a university student to me. So continue with the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. All right, so I hope the whole process of this year's Yao's High School Award competition would be a very memorable one. No matter up to this stage, right? No matter what the result would be, then you still remember this as one step of your scientific endeavor. But anyway, as shared by Professor Chen and also panel members, every competition needs to have winners and also somebody or some teams that are yet to win. So as a person to announce this, I feel honored. At the same time, I also encourage you, no matter what you receive, okay, out of this competition, do continue with doing science and stay creative in your science endeavor. So may I invite the moderator to project on to the screen the prizes results?
Yes, thank you, panel. Now comes the exciting part.
Okay, so here comes the second ST Yao High School Science Award Competition Biology Panel. And the awards, okay, for this year, after thorough discussion among panel members based on the performance, we decided to award a silver prize award to Team BIO 035. The title, Biodegradation of Styrofoam by Larvae of Tenebrae monitor. Many congratulations to Miss Chen and Miss Lam from Huayin College, Hong Kong. And you will be representing Hong Kong to join the final competition to be held later on in Beijing. Many congratulations. And after consideration, the panel also decided to award honorable mentions to Team 023, titled The Protective Effect of Astaxanthin on High Glucose-Induced Retinal Photoreceptor Cell Damage, presented by Ms. Wei and Ms. Lin from Taipei First Girls High School. Many congratulations. And we also decided to award an honorable mention to Team 049, titled Network Analysis on the Equine Gut Microbiome Following Antibiotic Treatment Reviews, Key Species and Dependencies, presented by Ms. Wang and Ms. Young from the Independent Schools Foundation Academy, Hong Kong. And we have also decided to present a certificate of participation to Ms. Jin from South Korea, Chadwick International, on presenting her work titled Investigation of the Biodegradation Ability of Asparagus Flavors on Varying Densities of Polyester Polyurine Foam. And many congratulations of all the winning teams, and welcome and thank you once again for participating in this year's Science Competition Award. And I wish you all well. And before I pass the stage back to the moderator, I must say this, the award results I just announced will have to be finally further confirmed and validated and by the Regional Advisory Committee. And once the results is confirmed, then the official announcement will be announced on the website formally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, panel chair. Congratulations to all teams. We will courier the trophies and certificates to all winners. So this concludes our program today. We hope you enjoyed the competition. Stay safe and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.